like, do you remember during the during the campaign when the new guy was waving the flag for LGBTQ rights on the campaign trail?
Yes, yes, I remember that.
Well, it's kind of another promise broken because in a series of tweets this morning, he declared that transgender individuals are banned from serving in any capacity in the U.S. military because the military can't be, and I quote, burdened with the tremendous medical cost and disruption that transgender in the military would entail. Today is also the 69th anniversary when President Truman desegregated the military by executive order. So this is almost to the letter with the exception of medical. It's the same BS that kept the military segregated. And don't forget, women have been in the military. So if you're worried about transgender people in the military, you're worried about women in the military, is it because this is a person who's never been in the military and doesn't understand that people in the military are not thinking about sex? They're actually thinking about fighting when stuff comes up.
Yeah, but don't forget, Trump had bone spurs. He couldn't serve.
Yeah. He got 5, did he get 5 deferments? He got
I believe Limbaugh had a wart, some kind of a boil on his behind. They all have something.
This conversation, I remember, happened when we were talking about women being able to fight in combat as well, and it became a very contentious conversation. And my instinct is always to say, I want the person, this is the military, I want the strongest, I want the best. I don't care if that's a woman, a man, a transgender person. If you can fit the requirements and you can defend and protect my nation, then I'm behind you. I support you 100%.
But also, we have to remember that, yes, there are those military members that are in combat, but there are also military doctors. There are also other people in the military. And right now, there are 250 transgendered men and women in the military.
And how do we know that? How do we know that? Yeah. Because they decided to let you know. The doctors can't say, oh, this person, that's not, they don't give you that information. So how are you going to tell? And what are you going to tell people who've been in there for 5 or 7 years?
Those 250 people,
7,000 transgender people in the military. But I also think anyone that's willing to stand up for this country and possibly make the ultimate sacrifice, how dare we say you can't?
It's not just about, but it's not just about sacrifice. I refer you back to World War II, when somebody in England, a guy named Alan Turing, which is the movie about him, by Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch. Stars, what is it called? The Imitation Game, I believe.
Imitation Game,
something like that. He was a guy who was gay. It was illegal in England to be gay. He went to jail.
As it was here.
As it was here. So he was, I don't know if it was here in World War II.
Oh, no, it was illegal,
Anyway, this guy, Alan Turing, was a genius, and he was gay, and he broke the Nazi code, the Enigma code. And that saved many, many, many hundreds of thousands of lives in World War II. He probably stopped the Nazis. And then after the war was over, he went to jail because he was gay. So how do we know that one of these transgender people is not going to be able to speak Arabic or talk to people in ISIS?
Hidden figures,
you don't know
black women.
You are eliminating possible talents.
Space travel.
Even beyond that, in Israel, okay, men and women fight side by side. They don't have the issues. Everybody has to serve, but they don't have the issues that we do. So maybe instead of I don't know, watching Fox News or something, maybe, because he does that a lot, so I'm never sure where he's getting his information from, but maybe they should be talking to folks in Israel to see how men and women can actually fight side by side, because I know military people my whole life, and whether they're men or women, gay or straight, if they are focused and they're in the middle of stuff, it doesn't matter. You need the people who want to do this.
One thing I will say that I think there is a cultural issue here in the United States, because one thing that I've noticed is that when they make these decisions, they often talk to military personnel. And what you hear from military personnel oftentimes, and I don't agree with this sentiment. As I said, I want everyone to be able to serve, but the military personnel say this. From the military people say this lowers their morale. This makes it harder for them to do their job. And it makes people nervous.
Let me tell you this something. Before the change was made in 40, what did I say, 40?
Truman?
48.
47?
This is the same exact argument they used. They said white men would not want to take orders from a black person. They wouldn't want to take it from a whack that was serving, that black people couldn't do. It's the same BS.
Yeah,
the bottom line. And so none of this, I can't accept, unless you tell me this person, I don't feel this person can defend me while I'm fighting.
Right.
That's one thing.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're saying, this guy next to me, I don't think he's the soldier I need him to be.
But this
is
like
a money argument, though, isn't it?
Argument. Yeah, it's an argument
about... This is like covering women to remove a male urge. This is removing things to say you're uncomfortable. People need to get comfortable and deal with it. That's not what you're there
for.
Over
I think you mentioned about cost. The Department of Defense has these medical standards, and they say that the person needs to be free of medical conditions that would require excessive time lost from duty for necessary treatment or hospitalization. So they're saying this isn't the same thing as a gay person or a lesbian serving, because this involves surgeries and expenses that then fall to taxpayers.
All these people who are serving.
I'm just giving their statement.
I understand their statement, and what I will say to that statement is folks are already serving, been serving, as the gender they've chosen to be.
Yeah.
So basically, it's already been happening. People have been in combat and fighting, going to tours and tours and tours.
Only
and if
250
you risk your life, it should be not just education, but health care you get. If you're willing to do this, you should
we'll get back to that, because, you know, we don't treat our vets the way as well as we should.
That's true.
We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.